Hi guys. Perfect. So I already uploaded one paper review video. In that, some students told me that my answers were wrong. 3 to 4 questions, my answers were wrong. I agree that my answer was wrong only for one question. Remaining 3 questions, approximately 2 3 questions where students told it was wrong. I will show right now with evidences that my answer is right. Some students know they feel they're very over smart. Definitely, I agree that I made mistake in one or probably two MCQs. Two MCQs I definitely made a mistake. That too out of hurry. You can see I'm the only faculty who came to live. That too in live I solved within half an hour of the paper was released. 5:30 I came up to the live. But it's okay, fine. I agree. But why all that? If at all I prove that the answer which I gave is the right answer, that is enough, right? That is justified for this entire, all this. So fine, let me show you the MCQs once again with evidences. Why my answers were right, whatever the answers I told, why they were right. So, like directly I'll go into the matter. Early adoption of Ind AS, which will be reported under which which part of the auditor's report. Emphasis of matter paragraph. This I think nobody objected. Fine. And which audit firm is responsible? Here many are objecting. Like here all joint auditors will be responsible. Like that some students are saying no. It is MRP and Co. If you want open second chapter in ICA book, gap, it'll test your understanding 5, I guess. Test your understanding 5. Just a minute. Right now I will just show you. Right now I will tell you. You just go and see. Test your understanding 5, I guess so it is. So because I already told and some students objected in the previous one, so I removed that video. Now once again doing with all the evidences clearly. See, here I don't want to criticize anybody, but with half knowledge you should not criticize me. That's what I believe. So here inside this one test your understanding question is there. Yes. Test your understanding. Just go to test your understanding. 5th question. Test your understanding. I think 3rd chapter, I guess. So sorry, not 2nd chapter. 3rd chapter. Just 1 minute. Okay. So there it is MRP and Co. That's it. This is MRP and Co. That's the answer for that. When a joint auditor is delegated with certain work, he is only responsible. If at all some audit processes are not performed professionally, only the delegated joint auditor is responsible. Even in the question it is clearly given that this particular information processing related work is out of joint auditor's responsibility. Means a particular auditor was given the responsibility and he is only responsible. So that's it. Then third one, here which of the activities verified by subordinates will pertain to information processing? In control activities there are so many sub items. Okay, in control activities, segregation of duties, rotation of duties, control activity, performance reviews, like that so many items, authorizations, like that so many items were there. Under information processing, what items will come? Only 2 and 4 will come. Under information processing, only 2 and 4. Edit checks will come. Controls over implementation of packaged software, only these 2 will come under information processing. So that's why the answer is 2 and 4, which is D, which I already told, and I think here nobody has objected. Next, which of the following are not specific procedures to evaluate relevance and reasonableness of C's finding and consistency with other audit evidence? This is there in SA 620. Okay, like when you are checking relevance and reasonableness of findings and consistency, there are some points that you will check. But here they are asking, which are not belonging to it. Like here they have given some procedures. Performing collaborative, this is important for checking findings and reasonableness of the work. Performing detailed analytical to see whether materiality is considered, this is also important to know whether expert has correctly worked on it or not. Whereas data completeness, origin of data, we will not check whether expert findings are correct or not. For the data I will not check, but this has an indirect connection also. I cannot say this is completely irrelevant, but it has an indirect connection. Okay, so 3 and 4 are not relevant directly. Therefore the answer will be that option where 3 and 4 is there. That answer where 3 and 4, B. This also I told clearly. So This also I told clearly. Originally in the previous video also I told initially at first, but later immediately I rectified this 3 and 4. Then this is where the big crux is. Okay, this question many students has asked me. What is this question is talking about? CAX is engagement partner since last 5 years. Engagement partner, they said, I assume that is an auditor. Remember, the word engagement partner can be used for review works. The word engagement partner can be used for assurance services. Engagement partner is a word, the partner who is responsible. Here they did not mention clearly the word auditor. Okay, so that's first observation, but I am assuming that is auditor. Since he is familiar with working for the company, they have approached the same person to perform various other assignments for them. Which assignment out of the below can be accepted by CAX as per recent ethical standard board decisions? Which of the following can be accepted? Okay, so he can accept as an authorized representative of foreign customer. Okay, like to act as a non-executive director in joint venture company. This answer was I told originally. Okay, but this alone was wrong from my end. This alone was wrong. But actually, if you see this, no, this is completely confusing point with ethical standard board. You see here, ethical standard board, a chartered accountant in practice can act as an authorized representative of a foreign company provided he is not the auditor of the said company. For the same company, you cannot act as an authorized representative. So that's what they are saying simply. This point they slightly twisted is saying with the foreign customer. They are slightly twisting it and saying it is foreign customer. Just one word they changed. So accordingly, the answer will be the B. Whereas here you see non-executive director in a joint venture company. You see ethical standard board decision. If you observe ethical standard board decision, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. If you see ethical standard board decision, suppose if you are a non-executive director in a company, and to its joint venture you cannot act as a statutory auditor. So that's what they slightly twisted and then gave here. Okay, so therefore here alone I made one wrong answer, so that I'm rectifying. This I'm rectifying. And one more thing which I'm rectifying is in NBFC risk weight 1% I took wrongly, that I'm rectifying. Except these two, rest all other my answers were correct. Okay, next. Here like some students debated saying sir 3 and 4 not, why not 1 and 4 like that. No, it is 3 and 4 only correct. If you want, open SA 620, clearly third chapter, audit strategy chapter, inside that clearly the points there, it's straight. These are all exact text. All these MCQs, no, all these points, no, exact text in ICA book. No changes at all. They are not making any changes. Exact test they are copying and then asking questions. Next. Then question number 6, what are the steps in BRSR reporting methodology? Okay, methodology to provide assurance on BRSR. What are the steps? This question nobody objected, and I also told very clearly only first 4 steps are correct. C, E and F is not correct. So the answer is C, which nobody has objected. Next. Here also option number is C, audit client, nobody has objected, because for a non-audit client, where I am providing non-assurance service, I can charge fees as a percentage. Here to an audit client you are providing non-assurance service, you cannot charge fees as a percentage. So therefore the answer is C, which everybody also accepted. Next. Question number 8. Which of the following is not a current period? Again here many students are arguing. My dear, open ICA material, open permanent adjustments topic. First 2 boxes will be there. 2 boxes are there. Okay. First box, determination of goodwill or capital reserve. That's it. Determination of goodwill or capital reserve. That's the answer. This is the answer. Directly open ICA group audit chapter. Directly open permanent adjustments, that particular side heading. You will directly find this. Then, for failing to keep money in a separate bank account. Yes, this answer is B, which nobody objected. That is also correct only. B answer is correct only. Next up. And here also nobody has objected. 20 lakhs, schedule 7 within 6 months. Within 6 months. The answer is A, which I already told already. Next up. How will H report the matter relating to non-compliance under FEMA? This non-compliance is not mentioned in financial statements at all. And so there are 2 options. One, the auditor would have aggressively discussed with the management on this matter and agreed. Okay, fine, that non-disclosure might be probably fine. He might have agreed. They didn't mention clearly whether it's a misstatement or not. Non-disclosure is a misstatement or not. But generally, significant non-disclosure we treat it as misstatement and we give a modified opinion. Yes or no? So here none of the point is giving indication. Moreover, in the question, if you see non-disclosure point, if you observe the case study, H is thinking that it is relevant for users' understanding of financial statements. Users' understanding of financial statements means emphasis of matter para will come. But to put the word, to select emphasis of matter para, this is nowhere reflecting in financial statements. So the sentence defines emphasis, but it is not reflecting in financials. How can I emphasize without being reflecting? So the question is wrong. So here many students are again arguing, sir, that it is emphasis or not. So none of this. My answer is none of this. But if at all the paper setter not reflecting in financials, that point he didn't understand, that time he might choose emphasis of matter paragraph. And there is no question of other matter paragraph. So the answer possibility based on the question given is key audit matter, little possibility is there, because the auditor would have done aggressive discussion with the management on this matter, because it is not disclosed in financials, and finally accepted management point of view. So this could have caught significant attention of the auditor. This could be a key audit matter. That analysis we can take. So option C. One is option C, probability is there. But to best of my knowledge, based on the lines given, none of this is correct. None of this is correct. Emphasis is not correct. Why? Because the matter is not highlighted in the matter is not disclosed in financials. Other matter para, no, it is not related to audit responsibilities. No. Other matter, when you can use, when you want to talk about audit responsibility, audit report. This is not about this is about non-compliance. So other matter paragraph is wrong. Key audit matter is what? Which caught significant attention of the auditor. And H should not report the matter as no regulatory action has been taken on balance sheet. That's wrong. It's absolutely irrelevant. Okay, that's it. So here in the 4, none of these answer is right, technically speaking, because I gave you analysis also. Next, you can listen to my analysis, so you will only understand. Here, for NBFCs, assets weights were given. This is something absolutely blunder. That BRSR steps for assurance on BRSR, that is something big blunder, and this is also very big blunder. They should not ask this. What ICS is trying to achieve here? Are you testing memory of the student and understanding levels of the student? What are you trying to test? This is something shame on the institute, which they are not supposed to test like this. What is the point? Today's softwares were there in NBFC and all. Why are you testing this percentage? Honestly, I'm also telling you, I also don't remember all these percentages. These percentages, I also see the book and then kept here. Okay. So, like if you apply this percentage, risk weights, you will get a 0 risk weighted assets, 50 crore, 0. Again here it is 100 crore, 30. Again it is 12. So total 50 plus 30, total 92. The answer is 92. This I made a mistake. Only this I made a mistake, and authorized representative, that point is there, right? That only those two I made a mistake. That too out of hurry. That's it. So that I need to accept. Next. Both building and software, both will be required to be reported, and mention that revaluation is done by valuer and specify the amount of change. D. This nobody objected. This everyone knows. It is right answer. And question number 13. Disclosure in key audit matter. One is key audit matter. The other one is qualify the opinion because the matter is not pervasive. Okay. Limitation. Inventory related one. D. This also everybody accepted. Here it is 8,50,000 only. Some students are asking, it's not 8,50,000. Remaining answers not at all possible. Only 8,50,000 is the given possible answer within the given question. 8,50,000. How 8,50,000? What are they asking here? You are required to calculate amount of revenue leakage calculated by auditor. What is a revenue leakage? You are required to calculate the amount of revenue leakage calculated by auditors of Kochi branch. Okay. You are required to calculate the amount of revenue leakage calculated by auditors of Kochi branch. So how much is the revenue leakage they are asking? Look at this question. Look at the question. Auditor want to ensure that there is no revenue leakage. Okay. The following discrepancies. 5 crore, rate of interest applicable is 9.5, but in the bank software it is still 8.5. Therefore 1% revenue leakage, which is 5 lakhs. Bank has sanctioned working capital limit of 3 crore. Processing charge as per circular is 1, but bank only charges 0.5. Therefore 1.5 lakh revenue leakage there. Here no, bank has sanctioned a credit limit of 4 crore. Stock statement is not updated. As per the loan records, stock statement monthly has to come. Here 3 months once it is coming. So this is not a revenue leakage issue. So this point not applicable. Some students are asking, this point is also revenue leakage 2%. Where is revenue leakage here? Okay. Now here. DF Limited has not submitted stock statement for 3 months, triggering an interest. Triggering a penal interest of 2% as per sanction term. But here there may not be a circular or policy for the bank to recover this interest. Okay. So, and if at all I consider this 2% penalty on 4 crores, no. Okay, that comes 8 lakhs. And total it will be some bigger amount. So in the options given, this point is not there. This may not come under revenue leakage, because no, there is nowhere indication that bank has to charge as per the policy but not charged. In the above 2 points and even 4th point, there is an indication like that. Next, here no, an exporter availed credit, he got the money, okay, 6% per annum for 3 months, but payment has, here you see why I mean to say no revenue leakage, why I mean to say no revenue leakage, here stock statement is only late. Payment and all may be prompt, that and the revenue collection wise bank is not having any problem, so revenue leakage is not there. Whereas here you see in the 4 points, 4th point, there is a credit given at 6% per annum for 3 months, but repayment has to be done with repayment is done with 1 month delay. So here repayment is late. The overdue interest rate is 12% as per circular. However, overdue interest for delayed period was not applied. So as per the bank policy, if the customer is paying belatedly, 12% per annum interest rate is applicable for a 6% loan. So which means 6% there is a revenue leakage. Yes or no? 6% there is a revenue leakage. Oh, wait a minute. Overdue rate for delayed period was not applicable. Overdue interest rate for delayed period was not applied in core banking solution. So how much is the revenue leakage? 6% only the revenue leakage here. Here 6% is only the revenue leakage. Okay, 6% they recognized even for 1 month. Here 6% you should take 1 lakh. Here it's actually 6% you should take 1 lakh. This answer also I was wrongly calculated, because here it is 6% only revenue leakage was there, because as per policy 12 you should charge, but overdue interest for delayed period, overdue rate 12 is not applied, 6 only is applied. So accordingly 2 crore into 6% into 1/2, which means it will come 1 lakh. So this one I did mistake. This is a clerical mistake which I did. That's it. So for this, accordingly, so 1 lakh, and here it is 1.5, 2.5 and 5, total 7.5 lakh. Total 7.5 lakh. So here 7.5. Some students might select 12 fully. Okay, that is actually 7.5 lakh. Actually, technically, oh my god, here no, they also took 8.5 lakh. That's why I told, right, based on options given, I felt convincing is 8.5. Okay, convincing was 8.5. So here 2 interpretations you can take. I'll show you right now itself. I'll show you 2 interpretations how it can be taken. So look at here. 6% per annum for 3 months, but repayment was done with 1 month delay. The overdue interest rate is 12% as per bank circular. However, overdue rate for delayed period was not applied. Here, overdue rate of 12 not applied, or full, or 6 is applied, additional 6 is not applied. What logic you should take? Based on the given answer, 7.5 lakh option is not there. Therefore, you can take 12%. Entire 12% logic is not applied for the overdue interest. On that logic, 2 lakhs, therefore 8.5 lakh. This was originally done by me, this analysis. In fact, I even considered this probability also. This probability of 4 crore into 2%, approximately 8 lakhs is there. That probability also I considered, but that option is not there. So 7.5 option is not there. That option also not there. Luckily, that is the reason I considered entire 12% is not recognized. See here, no. In core banking solution, generally, if there is no repayment, automatically 6% will be applied automatically. Yes or no? As long as customer is paying, as long as customer did not pay, 6% will automatically calculate. So here 6% will be calculated for overdue period also. How much is missing? As per bank policy, extra 6% is missing. So how much is revenue loss? Extra 6% is loss. As per that, 1 lakh is the option. 1 lakh is the answer. Even in the answer, 7.5 lakh should be there. So this question ICA gave wrong answer. Technically speaking, in the options given, something wrong is there. Okay, so something wrong is there. So but based on the given options, for the extra 1 month also, entire 12 months 12% is not recognized. On that logic, 8.5 lakh will be the right answer based on the given options. But technically speaking, none of this answer is correct. Technically speaking, none of this answer is correct. There are 2 questions right now. Until now, there are 2 questions we found where none of the answer is actually correct. Then here, as I already told, minimum capital requirement ratio, which is 92 crore. Then we have descriptive questions. Just a minute. We have descriptive questions. So here there is a sales related fraud. What procedures will be followed by you to investigate that type of fraud? I already told, as part of 3-4 strategy, investigation you ignore. You can happily ignore, because in this chapter, investigation and all, nothing, only 1 question tested from due diligence, investigation, all that. That too, investigation is so lengthy chapter. I told you to leave. Now remember, you see here, there is a cooperative bank. They shortlisted your firm, okay, for stat audit, and bank emailed the list of branches to audit firm along with the maximum fees per branch and requested them to quote the quotation. Here, no, as per tender guidelines, minimum fee has to be fixed. Why minimum fee logic? Well, very simple. If at all minimum fee is decided, no, the auditor cannot influence the company so that he will charge a lower rate and get the audit. No, that's the logic behind minimum fee. But even maximum fee also should not be prescribed. You know that? Maximum fee also should not be prescribed. Okay. I mean, even if the prescribed, first of all, fees discussion should not come, technically speaking. But tender guidelines talk about minimum fee, which are very outdated tender guidelines. Okay. That's it. I think now you are able to understand. Okay. Ayan is saying one point here. Okay, I'll come back to that, Ayan, that particular bank related one. I'll come back to that point. So that's it. Okay, I'll go back once again to MCQ. That bank audit point alone, one more is there. Bank audit point, one more observation is there from one more student. So that point alone I will cover. You see, here what Ayan is saying, what one student is saying is, you know, the bank has sanctioned a cash credit of 4 crore with a condition that stock statements must be submitted monthly. If at all they have not submitted stock statement, I mean the company has not submitted for 3 months, triggering a penal interest of 2% per annum. So what is he saying is 4 crore multiplied by 2% multiplied by 3 by 12 he's saying. So as per that logic, some 2 lakhs amount might come. 4 crores into 2% multiplied by 3 by 12 is equal to some 2 lakhs is coming. If 2 lakhs is taken, here 1 lakh is taken, for example, here if 1 lakh is taken, here if it is 2 lakhs is taken, and here it is 1.5 and 5, all put together, the answer will be 9.5 lakh. Now my question here is, you know, I understand for every month, as whenever there is a delay, for every month penal interest will be applicable or not, this was doubt. Yeah, with regard to tender, no, yeah, he is guilty because no, without minimum fee, he replied, so he is guilty. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I think clear. No, somebody saying mic issue. No, it was proper. It was proper. So if at all here 2% per annum logic is taken, for 3 months only interest is calculated, then 2 months option is there, 2 lakhs option is there, and 9.5 lakh will come. 9.5 lakh will come. At the time 9.5 lakh will come. But it was vague. The question is vague. No, Ayan, it's not about, the question is vague actually. Like we are based on the answers given here, we are trying to interpret. Simple. Every one of us are trying to interpret based on the answer given. So, but if at all based on what Ayan is saying, this answer seems to be more logical technically. But in reality, we don't know how exactly. You know, if a stock statement is submitted belatedly, bank will not debit any penal charges and all. They will classify the account as irregular. If at all stock statement is not submitted as per the loan terms, they straight away classify the account as irregular. I don't know who created this question. Like, do they have brain or not? I don't know technically. Like, so this bank audit question, this is little confusing. Okay, not that clear. Like I told right here, overdue interest. Even this point also, overdue interest rate for delayed period was not applied. Overdue interest means entire 12% not applied or only 6% not applied. That was not clear. That's why I told two possibilities are there. Sometimes the paper setter, no, he might think entire 12% from his point of view. We don't know exactly. That's it. So with this entire MCQs I clearly explained, okay, with answers, with logic also. It's not about finding the answer. It's also about logic. But one question I'm not at all convinced. One question I'm not convinced. That is I told opinion part is there, right? This one 11th question I'm not at all convinced. Other matter parana key audit matter, no, I think none of this answer according to me, because significant non-compliance is there related to FEMA, not disclosed in financials. We have to literally give a modified opinion. Okay. Moreover, they did not mention whether this non-compliance is identified by the auditor after the date of audit or before. They mentioned that during the course of audit, means it is before the 31st March only we identified. Yeah, that's it. Somebody is asking a few descriptive question. Huh? I'll see descriptive question also. ESG, which question is that? Question is that? Can you tell me the question number? I'll directly go and explain that. Question number in theory, just let me know. I'll just directly explain that. Fine, I'll solve descriptive also, but descriptive takes lots of time. Descriptive. Unirenko is a practicing CA having head office at Mumbai. Mr. A dedicated and capable article assistant for the past 3 years, recently qualified as a CA, recognizing his strong analytical skill, attention to detail, in-depth understanding. The firm inducted him as a partner on 1st February. On joining the firm, he accepted his first assignment to act as EQCR, okay, for a company which is listed entity. Before finalizing balance sheet, CAA, A is who, CAA is who, nothing but this person who is nothing but engagement quality control reviewer only. He signed a few working papers of the engagement team, which is not correct. Engagement quality control reviewer should not come. Okay, I'll come back to 4CMA. Yeah. He should not sign any working papers and all, no. As a talk, okay. For review purpose, he signed. That is fine. As a reviewer, he can sign. As per firm policies and procedure, without going through audit file, that is wrong. As an engagement quality control reviewer has to verify the audit file for identifying significant matters arising in the audit. He made no further documentation, assuming the team who performed the audit of the company was same team who performed the audit for the financial year. He made no further documentation, assuming since the same team last year, current year auditor, he did not verify audit file. He made no further documentation. EQCR has to document. Yes or no? So documentation by EQCR, that is violated mainly. So that one EQCR point. Yeah. First I'll clarify whatever they're asking. 4C I will go. 4C. Just 1 minute. Yeah, 4C you see. Here they're asking pillar ma, not principle. You know, sustainable reporting plays a crucial role in enhancing transparency regarding entity environment, social governance, performance. The company wants to apply sustainable development in corporate policy. During the review of its practices, the management is keen to assess safety of the products, its quality, and labor relationships. What should be addressed in pillar envisaged above? Highlight the various key elements included in this pillar. So I think they are talking about social pillar. Yes or no? They are talking about social pillar. I think that I clarified. You see, they are asking key pillars of that element. Key pillars, key elements of that pillar means social element pillars. I think this is there in the initial part of the in ESG audit chapter. In the initial part only, this question is there. That's it. Then here, no, they are asking the company, the company has also prepared scheme wise summary of its financials of its financial performance. Okay, the financials were prepared. Okay, these financials were audited and audit report is also issued, which is unqualified. The management fund further engages so and so to perform engagement report on abridged financials derived from audited financials pursuant to in accordance with format. Describe the details of nature of process that would be performed. When you are doing audit of summary financial statements, what procedure will perform? Procedures for audit, procedures for report, procedures to be performed on summary financials. 8 and standards, right? Question. No, I think no. Somebody is asking. Can we write if we write principle one, ethics, transparency, accountability? I'm not sure because no, they are asking about pillar elements. Better I'll show you the answer once. Just a minute. Pillar. You see here. Three pillars and elements is there, na? This answer you should write. This answer they are asked. Social element, relation, reputation, communities, all that, labor relations, all that. And what are its elements they are asking? Following elements is there, right? This one they're asking. That's why I told you. Initial chapter only it is there. Too much this is. This is too much. The above three pillars includes the following elements. What are they? Social element, human capital, health and safety. This answer is what? The answer as per IC book, technically. So many students write BRSR principle. That is wrong. Next. I hope now you understood why I said some questions were confusing. Paper looks moderate for many students, but it's actually tough only. I won't say it is toughest paper. May 25 was toughest paper, 10 on 10. This is 8.5, 8.5 I can say. Okay, it is close to toughest, but not toughest in the history. It's tough only. It's not moderate like what people are saying. So, then let me read. Yeah, 4B. This is regarding they are under process of submitting relevant forms to ICI based on the above facts. Guidelines for networking issued by ICI in respect of registration of network. What are the guidelines for registering networks? Right question from ethics. This is something remote question which many students won't read. Correct? Huh? Yeah, Ritik, you can consider that. CAA has not complied with leadership. No. Leadership qualities are for firm. That is not about the, CAA is newly recruited partner. Firm's CEO is responsible for leadership responsibility. Here, documentation by EQCR, that is mainly violated. This is regarding a CARO related one. Clause number 21 reporting. Clause number 21 reporting in audit report. Clause number 21 report in CARO in the audit report on consolidated financials. Tight question. That too, this is a drafting. How he will report on these matters in terms of reporting. Okay, you need to write the theory and then draft also. You need to show a draft of how the same will be reported. This and all people can write only when they really see the audit reports. That's why I show audit reports in my revision marathon in my EVO class also. Here the company need to get some fire related NOC. And the company is not having fire related NOC. You approach the management and they said obtaining fire is outside purview of financials. Hence, you are not required to look after this aspect. What are the responsibilities? This is regarding SA 250. SA 250, responsibilities of auditor under SA 250. That answer you should write. That answer, 5 marks question. And give a conclusion that this comes under type 2. Not possessing fire related NOC comes under type 2 violation. Hence, auditor has to report the same in the auditor has to request the management to disclose the same in the financials. Failure to do so, auditor will qualify the audit report or may issue even adverse opinion in the in the auditor's report. That conclusion you should write. Next. Here again non-compliance only. See, this time non-compliance with law so many were asked. Fire related NOC non-compliance. Here also this is non-compliance. No CLAR related question was there. Many were there regarding laws and regulations this time. There is a company, unlisted company, net worth is 500 crore. CAF is the engagement partner. He became aware of some breach of law that would cause substantial harm to the investors, all that. He discussed the matter with the company, who was one of the senior most director, who also happened to be chartered accountant. He is of the view that the responsibility, being a senior professional accountant to respond such non-compliance of law, X is of the view that there is no responsibility for him. Here, this is an unlisted company. No CLAR concept is applicable. No CLAR concept is applicable only for listed companies and senior professional accountants in listed companies with a turnover 250 crore and above. And that is also applicable for listed company auditors. Here it's a company is an unlisted company. Therefore, no CLAR concept is not applicable technically. Next. LNG Corporation is a government-owned entity. This is regarding compliance audit. What is concept of compliance audit? What shall be the concern while undertaking compliance audit? This is also some remote question, which that's why I tell PSU audit, due diligence investigation, and risk assessment topic. Keep it in 1/4 topic, 1/4 priority topics. You don't have to touch that. Remaining, if you are perfect 100%, you can easily attempt in this paper 85 to 90 marks easily with MCQs. I'm telling you. Next. Here you are required to draft a suitable paragraph based on the above in the independent audit report on consolidated financial by making other matter paragraph unit report. Drafting, how much extent of subsidiaries were audited by other auditors, we need to give that information, drafting information. Even in group audit, this reporting requirement theoretically is given. I showed in audit report chapter practically how drafting will be done on this. Yes, Ritik, I'll come back to it. Ritik. Mrs. FG and Co. They have been appointed stat auditor of JED Limited for the year 24-25. During the course of audit, while carrying out risk assessment and related activities for accounting estimates, he identified a provision for warranty as an accounting estimate and considered to be significant risk. Under 540, explain what matters that need to be evaluated with respect to estimation uncertainty. This tight question. Here, the company has approached stat auditor for providing quarter review report pursuant to SEBI to provide quarter results for the company. Elucidate the objective of the engagement assigned by the company to the auditor. SA 2410 objective. Here, this is a bank related one. X borrowed a housing loan of 1 crore in 21-22. The account was operating till 2024. Since 2024, the account was overdue. On 1st October 2024, X approached. This is a 3 marks question. X approached and requested to increase repayment period. You know, you go to audit of advances in bank, restructure advances. One concept is at that point you should write. And also provisioning on substandards, at that point you should write. That's it. Gauri Shankar is saying it's fearful. Don't worry. Paper is actually tough only. It's not moderate. Like many students are saying it's moderate or below moderate. No. There is a high possibility of confusion here. I showed you right now how many questions were confusing technically. Okay. So don't worry. Generally, when the paper is tough or toughest, there will be a high possibility that paper valuation will be very liberal. So keep that in mind. This is regarding remote audit, considerations in remote audit. Right question. Then key elements in the pillar 4C, I just now clarified. This also I think I clarified. Abridged financials, that also I clarified already. Here, no. Management handed over the response received from customers to the auditor. Means auditor did not receive the response directly. Through management, auditor has obtained. So which means there is a doubt on the reliability of representation. It's actually CA inter question. 505 CA inter question. Then here, auditor beside helping the company, he also underwrote the public issue of the company. A CA in practice is performing underwriting. Guilty. He is not supposed to perform. That's it. This is also bit vague technically. Bit vague the question is. The sense like till now we don't have this kind of question. But we have in our book clearly a CA in practice cannot take underwriting services. He should not take that because that's a complete different occupation. This is SA 265 question, CA inter question. This is 2 questions were asked from CA inter material directly. One is 505, this is CA inter question. Another one is 265, CA inter question. So how and to whom CAAQ shall communicate identify deficiency in internal control, which matter shall be included. Actually, this is there in risk assessment and internal control chapter at final level also. Okay, I think that matter only you have to write here. Don't worry. And 6B, 6C, 6C, that's 6B. Here 6B the auditor plans to obtain written representation from management. The management stated that interim financial information prepared and presented in accordance with applicable framework. As an engagement team member, you are required to specify areas that these representations should cover and for what areas representations can be taken. You have a direct question like related party transactions, loans and advances, related party transactions, subsequent events, litigations and claims, like that. Some items were there where you need to ask written representation for various matters. So that answer, which is also a decent one, which is also easy one, not an issue. This I already told, maximum fees point, and this I already told, investigation point. Now I will come back to comment section and see what are all the points. Now first question only, know that one. Earlier he was an article, later he was taken as a partner of the firm. Obviously engagement, no, I think Ritik, you're misinterpreting ma. He did not act as an engagement partner. He's a partner of the firm and appointed for this audit as an engagement quality control reviewer. So please be clear, just see that. Okay, he is not engagement partner. Nowhere they said is an engagement partner. Okay? And without going through audit file, he signed the working papers. He made no documentation, assuming that the team. That's why I will show you the book directly better. You will understand. So it is in the very first page itself, 7th or 8th page. My book, some 8th page, somewhere it will be there. Here it's not about leadership, ma. It's not about leadership responsibility at all. It's not about leadership responsibility. Here engagement quality control reviewer, what he should do, that point you should write. Not that. Engagement performance, here it is there. Engagement performance, engagement quality control, what and all he should perform, this you should write. And documentation by engagement quality control reviewer, that point you should write. Documentation by engagement, that is there in 220. That is there in 220. Yeah. Even for listed entity, additional should have, this answer you can write directly. Reviewer has to evaluate these points, and documentation by EQCR, this point. 220 answer you should write clearly, directly. Can't we write in accordance with professional ethics for question number 1? No, you can't. Why? They clearly mentioned professional standards. I also thought here, is there any, if at all CA Act word is mentioned, then the answer would have been different. That's it. So with this, entire paper analysis is done with rectified answers. At 2 or 3 MCQs only, out of hurry, I did mistake in the first analysis video, but now I rectified it. Clear. Rest all other questions I showed you how vague, some 3 or 4 questions how vague in MCQs, and even in descriptive also some 3 or 4 questions were very vague. So as people are saying it is moderate paper, no, it is above moderate. It is something like tough, but not toughest in the history and all. No, not at all. It is above moderate to tough. That's it. Okay. So fine. Those of you who are planning for the tax exam day after, so all the very best. Go ahead.